Man, what's the motherfucking deal, baby? It's the Fat Mac, Mr. OG Syrup once again, man, recording episode 3 of the SyrupTalk podcast. And, man, I went back and forth about what the fuck I wanted to call today's episode, man. Is it mainly going to be sitting around a lot of things in my life I've been dealing with real tough and analyzing, micro-analyzing like a motherfucker here lately, especially like around depression and like the days I don't feel like doing shit, or like lately I've been having panic attacks, which like that's like a very, very weird motherfucking thing for me. But shit, it's life, I guess. And like shit happens that's unexplained, but thank God for the internet, and you can go research a bunch of shit. Sometimes you can research some shit, and the motherfucking internet will tell you have testicular cancer. When like you like, damn, bro, I might have just had a headache. Like, this nigga got testicular cancer all of a sudden. But I'm a diehard Naruto fan, so I said, fuck it, I'm gonna call this video podcast, wherever the fuck you might be watching or hearing this thing. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna call today's episode My Ninja Way. So this is my first time just sitting back and just recording my thoughts, man. I'm not live streaming while I'm doing this shit. I said I was gonna make myself sit down and just get used to just talking to the mic. You know, whether people want to admit it now, we all sit back and talk to ourselves. I know I used to do it real heavily as a child, especially like whenever like I'm creating a world with the Lego blocks or my Power Ranger action figures, or like even when I started drawing real tough, I would draw on pieces of paper, then I would cut them out, and then I would just let my fucking mind wander. Especially like I'm a latchkey kid, and for the people that don't know what a latchkey kid is, it's like if your parents worked 16, 14, 12-hour days like the average, family does, parents in a way. Then on top, I'm the baby of my family, so like by the time I was born, both of my siblings was grown as fuck, and they were like gone. So I'm used to being by myself. Like, that's just what it is, So I would just have the whole fucking house to roam and explore and even go outside sometimes, you know what I'm saying? And just be exploring the fucking world. In the backyard, of course, because I know if I went in the front yard, ain't no telling what's going to happen. But, that was back then when, like, goddamn, I sound old as fuck. I'm only 27, by the way. But, it's like in the 90s, man, you knew who your fucking neighbors was. Everybody got along, everybody knew everybody, so even if you was outside doing some shit you wasn't supposed to be doing, or somebody pulled up at your house that wasn't a familiar fucking car, your neighbors was gonna call somebody, they were gonna call the house phone, cause before cell phones was big as fuck, or like they were expensive as fuck, so if you had a cell phone, you had some goddamn money back in them days. But yeah, so I'm used to being by myself. I'm used to exploring and just letting my mind fucking wander. So I'm trying to break out of the rigidity, however fuck, of just being stiff about, oh man, I'm just gonna sit here and just fucking record myself and look like an idiot. And it's like, look like an idiot to who, my nigga? Like, I done took over the whole fucking living room of my apartment. Like, I have like 3 desks connected with art supplies and books and shit everywhere. So it's like, yeah, my living room is my creative dojo. So man, enough rambling. Well, actually, y'all are finna really head into some more fucking rambling. I'm finna really do a deep dive into like my experiences, excuse me, with like depression here lately. So yesterday, man, I had another panic attack. My first time did was a panic attack probably about a week or 2 ago. Cause I'm in this place right now where like time is an illusion. I know I'm finna go over a lot of some of y'all fucking head, but just like, time is real in a 3D space, but for the most part, it's a fucking illusion. And like ever since I've kind of ingrained that thought process into my subconscious, it's like I'll be doing something and it seems like I've been working on some shit for like an hour or two. And like, so it'll be like a pretty hefty project. It might be something like cleaning up the fucking house, like the whole entire fucking house from top to bottom. And then when you look up, nigga, like you've only been cleaning for like 15, maybe 30 minutes, you be like, damn, bro, I got a lot of shit done in 15, 30 minutes. Like, really, for the most part, when I get up, man, whether if the sun's already out or if it's not, so when I'm up and I'm up for the day, there's a difference between waking up and like being actually up and out of the bed, excuse me, not scrolling on Instagram or doing any other kind of mindless activities when you first get up, just like getting all the way up. For me, I put on motivational shit. And just so they're gonna make me get my fat ass up out of bed. And I'm making my bed because I got a cousin that's in the military, And he told me I guess it's a sergeant or whatever the fuck, told him that, the first victory of the day is when you make your bed. So I make my bed every day. I've been doing that subconsciously anyways. But yeah, like, I just don't really pay attention to time anymore. If anything, if I pay attention to time now, I've seen like that shit stresses me the fuck out. And I noticed like the more I just get lost in me just being creative or learning a new skill or just doing things I enjoy and just being fucking present in that moment, not worrying about the bill that's due the next day or even thinking about paying next month's rent or me missing out on some shit that I really kind of don't care about. It's like I am just training my mind to say fuck time and just be very hyper aware of what the fuck is going on in the here and the now. And it's like the moment I catch my brain drifting off, I just take a deep breath. And I just tell myself I'm here. Because my brain, I drift off all the fucking time. Like sometimes even in the midst of drawing something, I just like be thinking about some other shit. But touching back on the panic attack and depression. So when I did the research on the panic attack, it was like, I'll be sitting here just doing my regular. The next thing it'll just feel like the fucking world is closing in on you. It'll feel like a goddamn elephant has drop kicked you in your chest. And like, I wouldn't say like shit gets spinning, but there are other symptoms. But the main symptoms I did was like all of a sudden I just feel like I'm trapped. I'm enclosed in. Shit's not gonna get better. It's basically like a cycling of a fear in your mind on unlimited fucking repeat. And it's like you feel out of control, like you can't stop the shit. It's a feeling, man, a thought process. I really can't put it into words, but those of you that have experienced panic attacks or experienced times in your life where you just feel like shit is just out of control, it's like that times 10. But it doesn't last forever. It'll feel like you're having a heart attack, but you're not really having a heart attack. And so we fast forward from the first time when I didn't know what the fuck was going on to like yesterday. And I was like, God damn, dog. I woke up, I was feeling good. But then when I started doing the boring part of the art thing, which is like studying shit that you're weak in. For me, I was breaking down anatomy, gesture drawings, drawing shit that I know like it wasn't ingrained in my muscle memory yet, like drawing eyes, drawing the skull, shit like that. And so once I was drawing the shit, like I said, that shit is boring as fuck. So, I'm not like super into it, but I'm making myself learn it. So, it becomes familiar and it becomes as simple to me as time goes the fuck on. And also, man, I just felt my chest getting tight as fuck. Yeah, I'm a bigger cat, but a nigga really don't eat grease and shit like that. I ain't gonna say I'm borderline going vegan, but I eat a lot of beans and rice and fucking spinach, even though the white rice ain't healthy, but brown rice tastes like butt cheeks. And I've been, just eating a lot of fucking vegetables, eating a lot of fruits. And I was like, and of course I'm not exercising like I should. I do yoga and shit sometimes if I don't forget to do that. But I just felt real fucking tight. My chest felt real tight. Felt like I couldn't fucking escape the room. I went outside like about 5 times. And then I was like, what the fuck is... Then I just, it just came to... I was like, oh, nigga, you having a panic attack. Like, you having a real fucking panic attack. So, I went online and was looking at symptoms and shit. And then I was looking at relief techniques. And, the deep breathing. Just calming down and saying, in your mind over and over again, everything's okay. Being fucking present. There's nothing really wrong. It's just like, I couldn't even tell you what triggered that shit, dog. I couldn't tell you what triggered that shit. But then, once I got over that hump and the day goes on, depression starts kicking in. And I have a totally different viewpoint on depression than, like, I guess the world or everybody else who is ignorant to what depression really looks like and what it really feels like. And we'll get into that after I explain what happened yesterday. Yeah, man, I got just really fucking, I don't say sad. Yeah, sad. And just interested in continuing on the anatomy shit. I was finna get into my favorite thing, which is drawing hands and feet. I felt like my past couple pieces have been looking like basura, straight trash, in my opinion. Because my hands and my feet was looking off in the pieces. But hey, man, the people love it. But as a creative person, you're always looking to get better. I'm not so much in love with being a perfectionist. I'm more so about like just getting the shit done. So let's just get the shit done, get out of the way, and get on to the next project. And yeah, man, niggas was feeling real fucking sad, feeling unmotivated. And I went to sleep around 6:30. It was still daylight when I just said fuck it and I went to sleep. Then I woke up around 4 o'clock in the morning, but then I still chose to sleep again. So basically I slept, man, for like 12 fucking 14 hours. And that's really unlike me. You know what I'm saying? That shit, it always throws me off. Or I feel like, God damn, I've lost so much time that I could have been like creating some shit, creating another t-shirt, creating some more merch, creating another fucking piece that I would love, or just practicing or reading some shit. And I've also learned that like the days that I don't feel like doing shit, like I can power through it on most days, but like when it gets really fucking heavy, it's okay to be like, you know what, man, like fuck it. Today, let's just say fuck it for the day, and let's just, let's just call it a day. Do I feel like I got a lot of shit done yesterday? Yeah, because I mean, my whole goals for the past 2 days on Thursdays and Fridays was like, it's November 2018, by the way. I guess I should start saying this shit. It was, today is November 10th, 2018. You know what I'm saying? Kind of on some Captain Log shit. But yeah, the past 2 days, I was like, man, I don't feel like drawing a piece. I got a piece in mind. I am going to get down on that today. And I just really wanted to practice my anatomy. Cause, I got these stories that I want to tell. And I want to make sure that, like, my foundational understanding of anatomy is well enough that, like, no matter what I draw, whether it's a fucking furry or, a roach alien or whatever, that, what I'm saying, anatomically it's pleasing to me, whether it looks like realistic or it's exaggerated enough to where, like, it's still fucking believable. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, niggas just got real fucking sad and just didn't feel like doing shit. And I can't tell you what triggered that shit, but I've learned that, like, I just flow with how I'm feeling. Like, if I'm not feeling like doing some shit, I just don't do it. I just don't do it. I don't beat myself up about it. I don't feel fucking bad for it like I used to. It's not just like, this is a very, very human and normal thing I'm experiencing. Man, the first time I ever really dealt with depression, didn't know that that's what the fuck it was. Cause if I'm an African American male, African American community is not very educated about a lot of shit that that's normal. We always think we can goddamn go to church and pray stuff away, and it's like, bruh, life don't work like that. Like, you really have to deal with shit head on. I'm not saying that that prayer doesn't work for you, those of you who are very religious, or even if you're not religious, just a spiritual person, you do believe in prayer and manifestations and affirmations. Like, all that shit is good, but you know what I'm saying, you got to combine these prayers, the time you spend with your inner self, by also doing external works. Or what's that verse in the Bible? Faith without works is dead. Like, you have to put in work that's going to be parallel with what you're praying and you're asking for. And so the first time I dealt with depression, or just like that, want to just sleep all fucking day kind of shit, don't want to be bothered, no interest in fucking life in general. It's like when my daddy died, man. Next year is 2019. My daddy died in August of 2009, man. I was 18 years old. He had died a month after. 2 months, either the 2 months or a month after I fucking graduated high school, fool. And like, I ain't gonna say I never really recovered from that, but it's only in my recent years of being a air quote adult man, you know what I'm saying, that I really like just been unpacking that feeling. Cause like, shit, not too long after he fucking died, you know what I'm saying, nigga was back in the streets and then was homeless again. Cause now, after me not living with Mother Earth, you know what I'm saying, shout out to Deborah Lou, after me not living with her for a long ass time. But one day we're gonna do a whole breakdown of the whole life of Syrup, the Ballad of Syrup, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. But I don't feel like doing that shit today. Man, so we had not lived together in a long time, and like that shit was just weird, man. Like, I was a child, both of my siblings was grown as fuck. They was like in their 30s, mid to late 30s, you know what I'm saying? And what I realized with my father's passing was that, man, that Joker played a lot heavier role than like motherfuckers wanted to give him credit for. Like especially like in the black community. Let's like scrap the whole race shit, bro. Like, in any family, like, it is projected as though the mother like the family falls apart when the mother dies, you know, depending on how strong she played her fucking role. But like, I'm one of them oddballs that, you know, so I'm a daddy's boy, always will be, never been a mother's, never been a mama's boy, never really got along with my mama until like I had made myself to forgive her when I was 22. Because like, you know, I was like, bro, in order for me to go do great shit, you know, so I'm gonna have to like get rid of a lot of this emotional baggage, or else I'm not gonna, number one, be able to love another woman, you know what I'm saying, and like move the fuck on and be able to love my daughter, you know, to just love women in fucking general. So yeah, she wasn't really like no, I don't know, man, she had a lot of pain in her goddamn life that she didn't start unpacking unless you make her talk about it. And that's what I do. Like in my family, I'm kind of like the mediator, you know. So even though I'm the baby, you would think like the baby just supposed to just go be a fuck up and go do wild shit and like everybody prays. Like, nah, I had to grow up real fucking fast, like real fast. And like even my siblings, I remember like probably maybe about a year or two right before I left and came to Houston, which like I came to Houston, Texas in 2015. So I say probably about 2013, 2014, as I was making that transition and I was being a lot more vocal about it. Like, yo, I'm leaving this bitch. I'm leaving Alabama. I'm taking my black ass Texas. Fuck every last one of y'all. And then that's when all of a sudden, you know, people wanted to tell me that like they had been noticed the change within me from being a semi-street nigga from when daddy died, or how like I got a lot more mean and, you know, not giving a fuck, or just, yeah, that was a hell of a transition, dog. That was a hell of a transition. Like daddy really played a heavy man, like just when he fell off, I couldn't feel them shoes, you know what I'm saying? I thought I could, you know, so I had been around him the last 2 years before he had died and soaked up so much of his personality, soaked up so much of his love, soaked up so much of his ways, you know what I'm saying? I had been missing that for like so many years, you know, my parents was constantly at war. That's another motherfucking thing, dog. If you are listening to this and you made it to this 17-minute mark and you still listening, like, man, if you don't get along with your child or your children's motherfucking opposite parent, man, cut out that beef and shit. Like, what the fuck is y'all really mad about? You know, so other than like the shit didn't work out, bro. This is fucking live. It is very fucking rare that something will go the way you planned it in life. And like, depending on the nature of the relationship between you and that child's mother, that father, bro, you have to put your fucking pride and your vision of how like you felt like shit was supposed to go. You have to put that shit to the side and really be focused on the here and the now. I'm talking that shit because, you know, say me and my son mama don't get along, and there are a lot of things that I could do better that I don't communicate. And then on top of that, you know, I don't like being treated like a motherfucking ATM. You know what I'm saying? I do have feelings. I do give a fuck about my kid and all that shit. But it's like, you know, could I be her friend or whatever the fuck? I say yes and no. It just depends on what the fuck she's talking about. But then like when you have spent years trying to fucking help somebody become the best version of themselves and they cool with being on some crumb shit and you talking about building a bread factory, then you just leave people where the fuck they at. And I'm not finna jump on this podcast and make it like I was just the best fucking boyfriend or even like father or whatever the fuck I take it. No, I was like I said, I was a semi-street nigga. I was hella mean. Like any one of my niggas or my family tell you, like early 20s syrup, late teens, early 20s syrup, I was mean as fuck. Like I ain't give a fuck about nothing outside of me and myself, or if I had love for you like that, I just was mean, bro. I didn't give a fuck. I would say shit to intentionally hurt your feelings and dare you to get fucking mad about it, so I can either beat your ass or laugh at you for crying. Like, yeah, I was a real mean motherfucker, but that's never really and truly who I've been at my core. I'm a big bear hugging kind of motherfucker, man. You know, so I'm 6'3", I'm over 350 pounds, right at 350. I don't know, bro. I've lost so much weight. I'm noticing that I got a fucking collar. I can feel my collarbone. So like, I'm like, damn, bro, I'm losing weight around this whole nigga feel his whole collarbone. So, but you know, so I'm very loving at my core. It's like the shit I've seen by being a semi-street nigga, or just like it being in the world and having like my childhood, I don't even want to say stolen, but just like having that wall broken down at around the age of 10 on up till now, that just made me just view the world how the fuck it really was. And like, as any adapting creature would, like, you gonna acclimate to be a part of the surroundings that you in. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I've never was born and raised in the motherfucking projects or shit like that. And I ain't knocking nobody if that's whether exactly where the fuck you come from. But it's like when you have lived and shit like that, like roaches ever, like, bro, I fucking hate roaches. God, I hate roaches. I hate fucking poverty. I hate poverty minded people. You know what I'm saying? Not that like I just want you motherfucker to die. At that point in time in my life, it's like I hated all that shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? My parents was I was spoiled. Like a motherfucker. You know, like spoiled is said with like such a negative, like, nah, bro. I ain't gonna say spoiled. Nigga, I was loved. I was loved like a motherfucker. And a lot of people can't say that like they was loved in which, especially like if we going back to the race bullshit, as far as like it's so strange to see a black man loving their child, or maybe there's just a whole ass narrative that we keep circulating as though it's true. I forgot exactly what that saying is, but I'm probably finna chop it up. But most of y'all know what the fuck I'm talking about. How like a lie travels faster than the motherfucking truth, because like we just refuse to believe the truth. But anything that sounds juicy and on some fantasy shit, I guess you can say, that seems like a lie. Like we just take that as though it's the stone cold fucking truth. It's like, nah, man. Like I am definitely one of them oddities amongst my friends. Like, yo, I known and have tasted, and they have even seen the true motherfucking what the love of a father looks like. And like there was only like so many people I can count on my hand that was able to like see and even taste some of my father's love, and they would see how, like, you know, in the streets, you know, I'm a semi big bad motherfucker. When I come home, nigga, I'd shrink because I just wanted to be my daddy's baby. So when he died, I'm just not getting back to this depression shit. But yeah, man, when he died, I didn't cry. I didn't feel fucked up by everybody else was losing their shit. Nigga, I remember, it's a funny story, nigga. I remember my mama and my sister got to fighting, nigga, and it was titties flying everywhere. I was like, what the fuck? And I'm 18, fool, and I'm like, yo, what the fuck are y'all doing? I ain't gonna lie, I let them fight. I was like, bro, I'm not finna get in this mess. Either I broke it up. I forgot what happened. I want to say I broke the shot, but I think I definitely remember coming through and telling them, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like, stop. You know, like, bro, that shit was weird as fuck. Like, him being dead, dog, was such a man that fucked up everybody. Like everybody's true colors came out, whether they felt really positive about him or even the negative. Like I got a uncle I had plex with for like a minute, cause it was like, why y'all want to talk shit about the nigga when he dead, fool? But y'all, you know what I'm saying? You basically had the man hold dick and balls in your mouth when the nigga was alive, but then all of a sudden he dead. Now you Mr. Bad Guy, you tender dick ass bitch. And yeah, that was daddy being dead, bro, was one of the weirdest fucking transitional periods in my goddamn life. That shit was it was hurtful than a bitch, but it's like, because I knew I had kept the G and I was there for daddy, you know what I'm saying, throughout when he first got admitted to the hospital, and you know, when he eventually died from the brain tumor after the surgery and all the other kind of shit. You know, so I was there, so I couldn't cry because I knew I had treated daddy. I had given daddy my absolute love and understanding that I could as a child, if that whole sentence made any fucking sense. So I had gave daddy, you know what I'm saying, all the love that I could muster or that I could show or express at the time before he had died. And I knew, and I ain't no doubt in my black ass mind, bro, I know for a fact my daddy loved me. Like there is no, like, nigga, I'll fight anybody now. I'm 27 years old, fool. I don't give a fuck. There was nothing my mama could say. Sometimes she'll try to bring up shit about daddy, even in negative light. And some of the shit I might borderline be willing to believe, but like when she's just going on a rant about some shit, I'm like, bro, remember you were definitely not the best fucking mother in the world. Like, I'm giving you an extreme ghetto pass because I'm aware of some of the pain in your life. But man, you can't talk down on Clement Walton Jr. to me, dog. I hurt you. I'll hurt, nigga. I'll goddamn kick your grandmother in her fucking dentures behind, you know what I'm saying, talking down to my daddy. Cause my daddy was a real nigga, fool. Like, there was not a real nigga. My daddy was a real man. That was a fucking man. And like, you know, when he died, fool, that shit left me empty. It left me, because like that was the only man aside from my brother. But then my brother did some whole shit that like I ain't respect him as a man anymore, you know. So I was able to take him off of the top shelf, so to speak, and just look at him as an equal, cause you know, so he had lost his Superman status with me. And so, you know, when he died, bro, when my daddy died, you know, I was looking for a replacement, so to speak. So like when he died, man, I would just, the only time I would leave my fucking room was to eat and was to piss. Other than that, I would stay in my fucking room all day. I would stay in the room all day. I would never leave that bitch. It just was what it was. I wouldn't leave that hoe, bro. It was like, I do remember one point in time, y'all might think I'm crazy, but I don't give a fuck, because everybody has their own spiritual experiences or otherworldly experiences, however you want to call it. But I remember like one time, like I said, his daddy had been dead probably at least about a couple months or some shit. And so when we buried him, he was in either like, daddy was in like a white suit and in a phantom gray casket. And so I'm on the floor, I'm either drawing, I'm doing something. I want to say I was drawing or writing. And so, so my daddy was the only parent that was really like into like, when it's time to do the back to school supply shopping, man, I would go to Office Max or whatever the fuck we was at, bro, and daddy would just let me just fuck up a whole couple of checks on art supplies. Cause like that was just what it was. Like, yeah, I know we need A, B, C, and D, but hey, man, fuck all that. Goddamn, I'm coming here to buy all kinds of pencils and shit. So yeah, I'm on the floor, food, and I'm drawing, and like I see my daddy clear as day, bro, just walk by my room, look at me in my face, and he smiles. And then as we make, I didn't think the shit was weird or nothing. And that's one of the things where I feel like, bro, like approaching life with the viewpoint of a child is fucking amazing, because like you see the beauty in every fucking moment. I don't even know if that sentence even made goddamn sense, but like that's how it came out. And so yeah, man, when I seen him, he looked at me, he smiled, cause I was still doing my thing. Like, no matter how traumatic that experience was of him being gone, I was still drawing, I was still doing my motherfucking thing. And he looked at me and he walked on by, and I ain't gonna lie, I got up, cause I don't know, cause it's like the way how that hallway was set up. Like once you got to the end of the hall, you was either gonna go left, which was his room, but it was now Deborah's room, my mama, or you was gonna go to the right, which was a spare bedroom. And so I got up to go look, and obviously, man, he wasn't there, and I was like, that was some. At that point in time, I took it as some weird shit. Well, I don't know, I'm saying it's weird now, but then I was like, damn, like that man was really here. And like, yeah, I'm gonna tell you some other shit that happened like probably about a week or two ago. Not even a week, bro. Maybe like a good couple days ago. I seen him again in my dreams, like vivid. I seen that shit vivid as fuck. And like, I'm a whole adult at this point. I'm doing this art shit, and my daddy was just going through my pictures, and like I'm seeing and I'm hearing him clear as day, and he's just smiling, and the smile is getting bigger and bigger as he's flipping through all these pictures I've drawn and even the stories that I'm writing. And he was just happy as fuck for me. And it's times like that, bro. It's like right around right now when the depression hits and the nigga feel lonely as fuck, and I don't have anyone to talk to. I was like, man, if my motherfucking daddy was here, dog, live, the victories and shit that I have in life would taste so much more sweeter. And it's not like I can't contact my mom, but it's like, dog, that she wouldn't get it. You know what I'm saying? I can't even contact or talk to my sister or my brother about it, because they ain't gonna get it. You know what I'm saying? Even the one time I did try to reach out to my sister, it was like, that generational gap, that generational difference. And then on top of that, with her being a woman and me being a man, and I'm younger, just all that shit, brother. That gap in between our thought process. Like, yeah, man, you ain't gonna understand this shit. You ain't gonna understand exactly how I'm feeling. That it's just gonna be a gap. So yeah, the depression, that was my first time. I took 30 minutes to goddamn tell y'all how I first dealt with depression. And like I said, I didn't even know that's what the fuck it was, man. But that's really what it was. That was depression full on. Didn't want to do shit. But then after he had died, I'm gonna give like a quick recap of what happened between 2009 to now goddamn 2018. Got into a mom's, was homeless. I said, back in the streets again. Stayed with somebody for about like a month or two. Got put out on Thanksgiving. That's why Thanksgiving is so hilarious to me. Cause like, what I'm saying, I got put out on Thanksgiving. Nigga, the week of, I was only homeless really, or staying with them people for like a week or two. And like the week, no, it was really probably like a month. I don't know, bro. Anyways, but like a week after me being homeless, I had got a fucking job, my very first fucking job ever, which was at Taco Bell. You know, so shout out to motherfucking Taco Bell for that whole got burnt down here last year because somebody did some stupid shit and burnt that motherfucker. After that, man, my then girlfriend got pregnant with my first and only son for right now, and so like it was just a scrap to like hurry up and like build a nest and find a nest, so to speak. So I was homeless for every bit of when I really think about it as I'm going through the shit I'm talking, I'm like, I wasn't homeless for very long. You know, some people thought, oh man, you be homeless for 100 years, but it's like, whether you want to call it God, the universe, or whatever. I remember like the first week of me being homeless, man, I was just praying, you know. So that's why I was into the Christianity shit real tough. And I was like, man, you know what, God, you just helped me through this shit, fool. Like, I know I'm gonna make it. And like I've always knew that shit about myself, that like, man, I knew I was always gonna be somebody. I always knew shit was gonna work out. But you know what I'm saying? When that rough shit happens, dog, it'll fuck up your mind. Cause like, dang, you know, daddy was dead the year before. Now I'm homeless. Now we back again with this homeless shit again. Cause I was homeless again as a teenager, but we'll talk about this shit at another point in time. And yeah, man, I got my goddamn job. The niggas had put me out on Halloween. Not Halloween. Yeah, put me out on Thanksgiving. And shit, where did I go afterwards? I want to say I went to my Aunt Macy, man. Much infinite love and rest and power to my goddamn favorite aunt. My Aunt Macy, man. Wait a minute, Aunt Macy died last year? Aunt Macy either died last year or 20. Yeah, Aunt Macy died last year. But yeah, she stayed in the West Side, and like Aunt Macy had been living in the West Side forever, nigga. And so, you know, so I ain't had nowhere to go. And what's so strange about that shit there is like, when I went and talked to Aunt Macy let me stay with her, but like she gave me a quick recap of how, like, man, you know, my sister and my goddamn brother had went through that shit with mama. And it was just like, damn, dog, like, where does that pain come from? Like, why the fuck is this a goddamn cycle? And why also, like, why is this shit normal in this fuck ass family? Why is this shit normal in the black community for, you know, parents thinking that it's okay to just throw away your motherfucking kids? Like, I'm gonna tell you like this, like, I'm gonna do my kids food from the time they're born to they 25. You got 25 years, dog, to, I ain't gonna necessarily say figure out who the fuck you are, but at least be trying to set them kids up for fucking success. And like, my kids can stay with me till they 25. Now after that, you know, so 25 years, that's 25 years of experiences, of losses, of ups and downs, of you formulating your own opinion about yourself. And, you know, there are certain things about us as humans as we grow older that, like, you know, we got our negotiables and we got our non-negotiables. And there are something that we're just hardcore stubborn about. That's who we are at our core. Excuse me. And we're not going to let that shit go. So yeah, my kids got to 25 to stay with me, and like there's so much time to stack as much money, to make mistakes. If you make a baby or whatever the fuck, that might cut down that 25-year sentence of you staying with me shorter, because now you got to go provide for your motherfucking kid or kids, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. What? Yeah, y'all got to go figure that shit out. You know what I'm saying? That's not necessarily being mean or whatever. That's just real shit. Like, you have to get off your ass and go figure this shit out. So yeah, that's all that shit had happened. I stayed with them for probably about a week or two. And like, now I think about it, man, I went through all this shit and didn't even get my goddamn first check. And so by the time I got my first check, I had left Aunt Mace's house because, you know what I'm saying, back then she was making a nigga get up way too fucking early. And you know what I'm saying, she one of them old school motherfuckers. Like, if they get up around 5 or 6, nigga, the whole house got to be up around 5 or 6. And I was like, bro, fuck that. So I went to go stay with my cousin Pooh. And shit, I stayed with Pooh till I got my first check. And then, you know, and hell yeah, everywhere I went back then, bro, you know, like I said, I was a young nigga. I would tell anybody, like, yeah, mama is a fuck ass bitch. You know, I'm not saying words I wouldn't say to her face. Like, me and Deborah would get into it. I'd tell her, you a fuck ass bitch, and bitch, I hope you die. Like, that's just what the relationship was. And even if she get out of line right now, I tell her, man, shut the fuck up. Anybody studying that weak ass shit you talking about? And yeah, if you think I'm bullshitting, ask somebody. Ask somebody that know me and shit. You know what I'm saying? And so then, you know, eventually I ended up staying with her again till about shit, it was like from December of that same year of me being homeless for about a month or two. Went back to staying with her in December, and then left or moved out either in shit April. It was either April or May, and I had my first place, dog. A goddamn 2-bedroom apartment in Rolling Hills. That shit was life. Rolling Hills was the greatest motherfucking apartment. Actually, nah, that's horse shit. It was dope because it was my own. I had worked so goddamn hard at Taco Bell food. I had my own shit. It was just, I was conquering so much, so many mental blocks. So many times I had been told I was never gonna be shit. So many times I had been told, it's about my own mother. Just, she'll watch a nigga go to prison. You know what I'm saying? Just all kinds of fucked up shit. In the community, fuck it, man. In the black community, because we don't see nothing but despair, and you know what I'm saying. We don't really see anything positive, or we don't get told that man, you can be anything you want to be. The only person told me that shit was my daddy. You know what I'm saying. And I had my own shit. I stayed in Rolling Hills for about 4 or 5 years. Excuse me, at least about 4 years. Something like that, bro. I really done forgot a lot of that shit. I know you're probably like, damn, nigga, you on 20-something. How the fuck your memory so bad? It's because, like, with me, if the shit really ain't important, I immediately, like, just catapult that bullshit from my mind. But I stayed in Rolling Hills till at least till about, it was 4 years, because I left when my son was 3 going on 4, because I left in 2015. Yeah, I left in 2015 and came out here to Houston after I had graduated college with this whole ass associate's degree in electrical technology that I didn't get a chance to fucking use. So in 2013, though, I was making up in my mind that, like, I didn't know the term was called entrepreneur. So I knew I wanted to start a fucking business. I knew that hell, I didn't even know it was really even going to be a business. I knew that I wanted to draw. I knew that I wanted to get back into drawing. I knew that I wanted to create clothing. I knew that I just wanted to just make cool shit that I didn't see in the motherfucking world. And I was like, bro, you know what I'm saying? Only reason why I went to college food was because of my daddy. Other than that, I told him, like, it was probably like a month or two before I graduated. And it was also because of my daddy why I didn't drop out of high school. Because I was finna drop out of high school and just go to work or sell some dope or do something. I just wanted some fucking money. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was tired of living that semi-street nigga life. I was tired of not having shit. I was tired of not being stable, not having a place to stay, not having my own shit. And I was staying with him, and so my daddy provided everything. Like I said, bro, I'm the baby. You know what I'm saying? My daddy gave me every fucking thing. I would still fuck some of that up with him, but man, he just loved the nigga so much. He just still would just give me everything. And you know what I'm saying, when it came time to graduate high school, he asked me, what did I really want to do? And then I was rapping a little bit. I know some of y'all finna laugh, like, DJ Screw and the Screwed Up Click is one of the main reasons, and Pimp C and UGK is one of the main reasons why I wanted to start rapping. Now, keep in mind, I'm an R&B baby. My daddy was born in the 50s, so if he was still alive, he'd been like 64, 65. No, dad'd been like 65, 66. So it's like a lot of my musical taste comes from, like, you know what I'm saying, the OJs, the Spinners, goddamn Diana Ross. I almost said Willie Nelson. I guess you can say that. Willie Nelson, like jazz, Kenny G. You know what I'm saying? Those are my tastes. Like, I really didn't start getting into rap. Like, basically, a lot of my musical tastes come from, like, if my daddy was a voracious collector of all things fucking music. You know what I'm saying? So, like, if he didn't have the CD or the tape or whatever, I wasn't really listening to that shit, because, like, everything he listened to, I was mainly into it. You know what I'm saying? So when I started listening to rap, and just like the art of freestyle or whatever the fuck you want to call it, I was like, man, these niggas saying some wild ass shit. I'm gonna say some of that shit too. And like, it was real, and it was dope, and it was off the top of the dome. And so I knew then, I said, man, I want to be a fucking DJ because of DJ Screw. I knew I wanted to do something with music. I knew I wanted to be a creative person. Just didn't know how to package it or word it at that point in time. It was like, I knew I wanted a creative career. So my daddy was with it, but he was like, well, baby, if that's what you're gonna do, you're gonna have to you gonna have to get some kind of career started where like it can fund that. Basically, like, you know, so with my daddy being a baby boomer motherfucker, or baby boomer, or part of that baby boomer generation, you know, how can I put it? Everybody wants there to be that you want your child to be safe. You don't want them to struggle like they struggle. Oh, another point I forgot to say, both my parents went to prison for trafficking. And so, you know what I'm saying? But as soon as they got out of prison, you know what I'm saying, they both had excellent fucking jobs. It was like, man, you know, after they got out of prison, that's when they had me. And, you know, I'm just basically repeating everything that both parents told me and, you know, gave me a recap of. And even when we were able to see, like, some pictures of how they used to live back then, I was like, man. So, you know, you just want your children to be safe. You don't want them to go through that much struggle. But, like, that's horse shit. Like, all of your, like, everybody got to struggle. Everybody got to go through rough shit. Like, there is no fucking way you're not going to go through this life without some kind of goddamn struggle. And it's through that struggle that it molds your character. It molds who the fuck you are. It turns you into a goddamn beast. That's why, like, I love street people. I love street niggas and bitches. I don't know if I'm supposed to say it that way. I love people that come from the bottom because, like, they are at their core the most authentic motherfuckers you can ever be. And I know this may sound odd, but like if I had to choose between a church girl and a stripper as far as like to date and to marry, I'd take that motherfucking stripper. Why? Because that stripper gonna hustle. That stripper gonna figure the shit out. She's gonna be moldable. And I'm kind of just talking from personal experience. Like, you can really mold anybody. Yeah, this shit's out of control. I don't give a fuck how it sounds. You can mold anybody. I'm a man, so you can mold any woman into anything you goddamn want to be, because a woman's nature is to tend to be friend, and she wants to please her fucking man. I don't know if they get taught that shit or that's something that comes natural. I've asked a few women their perspective on that shit. Some of them agree. Some of them is like, you know, it might be a trained thing. I don't know. I believe in goddamn free will and do what the fuck you want to do. But when you love somebody, bro, you'll basically like just give away your whole kidney or whatever if they fucking need it. So it's like, I don't need no lazy motherfucker. I don't want no prissy motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I want you to goddamn hustle and let's build this motherfucking empire. So yeah, I don't even know where that rant even came from. I kind of lost my whole fucking train of thought. But yeah, so going back to that thing with daddy, and like the only reason why I went to college and yada yada yada. So yeah, 2013 is when the thought process of Syrup Sandwich Studios came into be. The only reason why I was calling that thing Syrup Sandwich Studio, because my thing is I always wanted my business to, I wouldn't say target, but I wanted to be relatable to people who come from dilapidated situations. Only people that really come from nothing. And it's not necessarily, and really, a syrup sandwich is kind of like a universal motherfucking term when you think about it, because like everybody goes through struggle, not just black people, you know what I'm saying, not just people of color, but you know what I'm saying, the white people that everybody think is fucking superior. Like, no color, like, we're not goddamn color crayons. That's a whole nother goddamn podcast. But like, everybody goes through shit. And so automatically though, when I talk to people of color, especially of African descent, I should say, we already know, like, damn, this nigga comes from some shit if he knows what the fucking syrup sandwich is. And so, you know, so I use that as a connecting point in my business. So I was crafting little marks and thinking about what Syrup Sandwich Studios would be at, even like, you know, so up to this day in 2018, you know what I'm saying, 5 years later. So I knew that. So, you know what, man, I'm going to go ahead and finish this college shit, and I'm going to use the money from an electrician, for being an electrician, to do it. Now, I kind of wish I would have paid a lot more to the signs. Like, man, I was not fucking feeling college and shit. I believe a lot of us, we're really not feeling that college shit, but we're just doing it because, like, we're so focused on the money, and we're not understanding then that, like, you know what I'm saying, the paper dollar and even the digits that's in your bank account, like, that ain't worth a fuck. Like, what life is really about is about being fucking happy. And you don't put off your goddamn happiness until you make X amount of dollars, or until you find the perfect girl or man, or until you find that perfect job, or until you're living. It's like, you have to create your own happiness every fucking day, and happiness is created through your purpose, through what fulfills you. Like, you know, it's like I've always been a creative motherfucker. I've always wanted to make cool shit. I've always, you know, just made up shit. Like when I had my Power Rangers, Lego blocks, like I just like making shit. That's just who I am at my core, and as a person, I'm just a creative motherfucker. I'm a part of that tribe. You know what I'm saying? So Syrup Sandwich Studios came into be because of that. Because of that need, my need to be creative, something that I had suppressed for them 4 fucking years. That, you know, so my son was the 3 or 4 years that my son was alive. I felt like, you know, you have to do the societal thing. You have to be the man that society wants you to be. Like, if anything, I know I'm not the man of society standards because, nigga, I don't like sports. Nigga, I don't like beer. I don't like fucking a bunch of pussy. I don't like chasing skirts. I think that shit is number one, exasperating as fuck, because you dealing with all these different personalities. Not that the nigga don't like pussy, you know what I'm saying? It's I only like select, I only like fucking the best of the best kind of pussy. It's only select kind of pussy that I'm gonna fuck with, you know what I'm saying? Then the pussy got to be attached to a just as excellent goddamn brain. Some of that shit I probably said probably went over y'all head. Y'all probably laughing like a motherfucker right now. But I said what I said, and I mean what the fuck I said. When niggas stop thinking with their dicks, and on top of that, you find value in who you are and yourself as a person. You can be a broke man and pull a motherfucking lawyer. I've seen it. I ain't gonna just say I've done it, but I've pulled some of the best. I've had conversation with some of, you know what I'm saying, society's finest goddamn women, and I'm just getting started, you know what I'm saying, because like I get off into their brain. Instead of sticking dick between their hips, stick some dick between their ears, you know what I'm saying? Start fucking that brain for you. When you fuck that brain, you can fuck the purse. That's some whole other shit. But yeah. Damn, but I be going on them tangents and I be forgetting my whole train of thought. Y'all getting like so much. It's a mix of some pimp shit and life journey shit. And but yeah, so once college was over with, I moved out to Texas just on pure fucking faith. Didn't have no job, didn't have shit, you know what I'm saying? Sent the money, you know what I'm saying? Sent the money for a motherfucking apartment. You know, that I had never seen before. It was just like I just wanted just to get to Houston. Like, that's just what it was. Because, you know what I'm saying, everybody goddamn kept telling me that, you know what I'm saying, I couldn't fucking leave. That I couldn't do what the fuck I want to do. I'm seeing that a lot of shit I'm talking about, it's really starting to fit in with the theme of the episode, subconsciously being my ninja way. This is going to be a good episode. Y'all let me know what the fuck y'all think when y'all get this son bitch. Because I'm pretty sure a lot of y'all are interested in a nigga story or wondering why I'm doing what the fuck I'm doing. And like, hopefully I'm touching on everything that I can think of right now that's a part of my ninja way. And like, this story is still being written. It's kind of like a business plan. Like, you know, you'll hear people talk about, oh, you know, you got to have a business plan and shit got to be perfect. It's like, man, look, a business plan is just like, it's like a map, but it's like a map you can constantly create. Like, there is nothing set in stone. It's a living document, and that's how life is, you know. So you're constantly creating and making this motherfucker up like a child. And I know that a lot of the logical, I always make a plan, you know, those kind of people are like, well, you know, that doesn't sound very smart. But it's just like, and you know, it really doesn't to the logical mind, because I'm a tactical, very planner kind of motherfucker, and I still do. But I also have learned here real hard here recently that, man, you just gotta learn how to flow with life. Like, ain't shit gonna go your way. You know what I'm saying? You just gotta enjoy this motherfucker, man. Like, enjoy life, smile every day, and some days you're not gonna goddamn smile. Some days you're gonna want to roll up in an ass ball and sleep for 14 hours like I do. And like, that's perfectly fine. That is normal. Sometimes I take depression, and see, now we jumping back in depression. I probably forgot all about how the fuck I ended up out here in Houston. We're gonna get to that, man. But like, I take depression as like when I'm feeling really sad and sluggish or just not wanting to do shit, and I feel like depression is kicking in. Like, I don't fight depression like I used to. Meaning that, like, when it's time for me to take a deep rest, because I'm into Ralph Smart, Infinite Waters on YouTube. Whenever I get a chance, check that motherfucker out, because he breaks down a lot of shit of how I already view and think. Like, but like, when you think about depression phonetically, depression, deep rest, it's like, I know that when I get depressed, it's time for me to take my ass to sleep, or it's time for me to disconnect from the internet, not do anything creative, watch niggas melt a goddamn gummy bear with a blowtorch on YouTube. Like, just do something fucking mindless that's not taking a lot of my left and right brain functions just to figure some shit. Like, just enjoy being a fucking human. But going back to how I ended up out here in Texas, Made it out here, man. You know, despite everybody's wishes, you know, non-believers, cause you know what I'm saying, when you come from nothing, everybody just expects you to just accept that nothing is who the fuck you are, and you won't have shit. And like, you know, I remember one of my cousins, man, she laughed in my goddamn face when I told her I was going to. She's like, oh, nigga, you ain't gonna do nothing. And I was like 22, 23. And back then, and even now, you know, so anger is my goddamn fuel. Like, bro, you fuck around and tell me I can't do something, I'm gonna do everything I can to stick it in your motherfucking face. Like porno, like hard dick in a porno. To be like, yeah, bitch, you see what I did? You put in your motherfucker in there sucking, looking at me in my eyes. Look me in my eyes while you suck this success, bitch. And like, yeah, I ended up coming out here to Houston, man, but like, could I get a goddamn job with this degree? No, because that's not how the real fucking world works. Like, these motherfuckers want you to have experience. And I know a lot of people, well, you know, how the fuck can you have experience and you've been in college for the past 8 years? And it's like, I can't answer that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I didn't create this system. You know, this system is, it's fucked up, it's ass backwards, it's weird, but in the age of the internet, the age of the information, whatever, you have unlimited resources and opportunities at your motherfucking fingertips. Like, your phone is it's your gateway to infinite abundance, if that makes sense. Like, there's no reason why like anybody can't make any money off the internet. I ain't gonna say earn. I'm gonna say earn. Like, I'm learning how to switch my mind from talking about, oh, you know, I earn money, or no, I make money, to like earning it. Like, the only way you gonna earn some money in this motherfucker is to provide great value. Don't try to scheme over nobody. You know what I'm saying? Even if you give people all this great value and this help, and like you talking to somebody back and forth in the DM for like an hour through the video chat, as long as you felt like in your core that you helped them, they gonna remember that shit. And they may not buy the product that you make today, but they might buy the product that you made next week. And I've seen it, man. I've seen it and I've done it. That's why, like, even if I'm like crunching, you know what I'm saying, pockets looking kind of fucked up, or maybe it's a book or some art supply I want to buy, and you know, I might be trying to sell some shit. My thing is like, if it don't touch your soul, don't buy that shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't worry about it. Like, I'm gonna keep making shit. So, ended up out here in goddamn Houston. Couldn't find a job in the field. Was super stressed. Was super pissed off about that shit. Cause you know, so I'm coming from being in back home in Alabama, bruh. Used to having my own shit. Used to having, you know, that consistent paycheck or whatever the fuck, you know, something predictable, something that you can goddamn count on. And now I'm out this bitch just scrapping for everything. So I've had like hella goddamn jobs since I've been in Houston, and like some of them I would stay at that motherfucker for like man, I've had some jobs that I would stay there for like a week or like 2 days, nigga, and then I quit because I just didn't. It didn't feel good. I'm gonna just call that shit what it is. Like, it didn't feel good. Motherfucker would try to talk to you like a slave. And I ain't with that fuck shit, bro. You're not finna talk to me any kind of way. Especially like if I'm doing my job. If I'm doing my fucking job, dog, and you just act like a hoe and you want to control something or somebody because your life is out of control, that ain't got nothing to do with me, bitch. I came here to do my part, get my whole ass paycheck, and figure out how the fuck I'm gonna bring Syrup Sandwich Studios to life. So yeah, I've had plenty of ups and downs out here, Dean. My apartment got flooded out in 2016, and that shit was like, excuse me, I'm sorry, I burped. That shit was crazy, fool. Like, I took that shit really, really calmly, really calmly. Cause it's like, I don't know, bro. I guess I was just in disbelief that shit was even happening, but it was for sure happening, and it was happening in front of my goddamn face. But you know, I made up in my mind that like, and I was homeless. I was staying with the Mexican dude upstairs, my new neighbor. Never even met his ass before, but like, man, he was so kind. And that just shows you, man, you want to call it God, Allah, whatever, brother, universe. How like, you know, so just smile down on a nigga that like you know, there was always people put in my path to help me as I was going through that transition. These past 3 years in Houston, bro, has been I can't even say it's been hell. There have been hellish moments, but for the most part, this shit has been fun. It's been fun. A lot of harsh ass life lessons. A lot of creativity. A lot of moments where I wanted to give up, but then like, man, what the fuck what I'm gonna go back to? You know what I'm saying? I had made up my mind when I was staying with that's when I was going to church. I was staying with one of the church members, bro. And like you know what I'm saying, shout out to Tyrone, you know I fuck with you. But you know what I'm saying, I just didn't like staying with another grown man. And I damn sure don't like staying with anybody that thinks they're my fucking daddy. But at the same time, viewing shit from his perspective, possibly, you know, this is my take on his perspective. Like, you know, he was just trying to be a father figure to a certain extent because he was a Katrina victim. And you know, so he gave up a lot of game, but you know, just me and my pride, and you know, saying me used to having my own shit, and then just seeing everything I had, you know, saying being washed away in one fucking day. It was like it did something to me. You know what I'm saying? And then, you know, now I'm subjected to another man's temporary rule, and then just trying to process that shit. And then, you know, I really didn't have what's I'm looking for, good family support with that kind of shit. I hadn't really talked to my son that much. You know, me and his mama had I wouldn't say got into it. It's like she was acting weird behind some money. Her feelings were just hurt because the nigga had left. Let's call that what it is. She might hear that shit one day and say otherwise. Like, nah, bitch, you know what I'm saying? Your feelings was hurt because you got left with a motherfucking kid. But I had told your monkey ass fool, like, yo, when I leave Alabama, I go to Texas, life is gonna get hard for you. And that goes out to anybody. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you are a single parent, single mother, single father, life is gonna get hard. Sometimes the parents ain't gonna be able to come through because like life happens. Now you do have some parents that they just fuck up money and you know are irresponsible as fuck. And you know, cool. But I'm gonna tell you right now, me speaking for me, I'm not an irresponsible motherfucker. If I could goddamn trade my nutsack for some money and give that bitch to my son, which I believe you really possibly can, you know, so I would. But you can't give what you ain't got. And that's a whole nother, God, there's so many different subject points that we probably gonna talk about later on down the line as we continue to do this motherfucking podcast. So yeah, man, I eventually ended up getting another place. Was it in 2016? So much shit happened. Yeah, it was like June. Yeah, it was June, July of 2016. I'm staying with my now current roommate. I've known him since high school, which you know I guess that's a blessing within itself. I'm friends with his oldest brother. And, you know, having a roommate, that was another motherfucking thing I had to get used to. Like I said, man, I'm so used to being by myself, and I'm still trying to unpack and learn, you know what I'm saying, the copious amounts of lessons. I don't know if that's copious. If is copious and amounts the same? Goddamn. Yeah. Copious amount of lessons that is in having a roommate, being basically codependent on somebody. Like if both of y'all don't pay these bills, both of y'all ass gonna be out on the streets. And it's just so much life shit. But when I was staying with Tyrone, I had a PS4, a Xbox 360. I had a bunch of cologne from my daddy. You know what I'm saying? I had so much. I think I had some jewelry. I know I gave away some watches. But a lot of shit, because I made my mind, said, man, I came out here to Houston to be a fucking artist. You know what I'm saying? And I knew that, like, even if I couldn't use that fucking degree, I was going to have to figure out some kind of way to still bring Syrup Sandwich Studios to life. That was just if, and there was no if, and buts about this shit. Like, Syrup Sandwich Studios still had to be brought to motherfucking fruition. That was just, no matter what. So it was this cat I was working with at that point in time. It was a bunch of people I was working with at Pluckers, this wing bar, and like I was a dishwasher. Nigga, whatever you do, if you can never be a dishwasher in your fucking life, don't ever be a fucking dishwasher. Dishwashing jobs suck so much ass. And if you are a dishwasher, please don't settle for that fuck ass shit. Please leave that bush there. That is the worst fucking position ever. Unless you just good at it. Now, if you goddamn is the world's greatest motherfucking dishwasher, then my nigga, you goddamn go get that motherfucking gold medal for that bitch. You win all kinds of dishwashing contests. You go and you wreck that shit. But Clement Walton III, OG motherfucking syrup, the syrup god, was not made for that motherfucking life. Mainly because, like, I wouldn't say, fuck it, my pride was right up in that shit. And I just don't, you know, y'all gonna see like a theme. Like, I don't take well to people feeling like they rule me. And then when I think about that, I feel like that comes from, like, when my daddy died, the only person I feel like in this world that could have rule over me in the flesh was gone. So then I was left to govern myself. And so if I was in charge, if I looked at life like, yo, I'm in charge of me, I'm not finna let nobody else think they got fucking control over me. And that's really how I move to this day. Now I've definitely done some tweaks to that thought process, you know, and humble myself in a few ways because I've just had to. But for the most part, I look at every man, whether you're older or we're the same or you're younger, we are equals. We are all gonna fucking die one day, and we're gonna respect and we're gonna love each other. So yeah, man, I gave away the PlayStation 4, the 360, a bunch of cologne because it was like it was hell to me to have the kid, because Tyrone had an upstairs apartment. It was like, I wouldn't use that shit. You know, I'm lazy. I want my shit to be on the bottom. And even right now, I'm living in the upstairs apartment, and it's like I didn't want to be carrying all that useless bullshit up and down the motherfucking stairs. And because like I had made up my mind then, because I would leave. Cause like I had lost that car in the flood, but then I went and I got another goddamn car. And when I lost that car, and I had my other car, like I would leave Tyrone's house or whatever the fuck because I didn't like being around Tyrone, you know. So I just didn't, man. Nigga was asking her a whole bunch of goddamn questions with all to bring up sports, and like told this motherfucker 100 times like, bro, I don't care for sports. But then now it's like I realize Tyrone is an old nigga, you know what I'm saying? He ain't super fucking old. Tyrone is in his early 50s, but it's like, you know, you a part of that generation, bro. The sports and women, and I'm not into all that shit, you know what I'm saying? I'm not into like sports. So I would leave and I would go to the Barnes and Nobles, which was like a good fucking ride away from where he lived at, or I would go to the Starbucks. Either way, I would go to the Starbucks inside the Barnes and Nobles, and I would just stay in that bitch until they closed, and I would just draw. I would just draw, and fucking draw because I knew, man, like once I get my own spot, I'm right back at it. Like there's just no ifs, ands, and buts about it. Like I'm going to dedicate my whole entire fucking being to drawing, and I'm gonna figure this shit out, and I'm gonna figure out how to take care of my goddamn family. You know, like I'm basically looking at SyrupTalk Studios in the eyes of like how Walt Disney viewed the Disney productions, how Todd McFarlane, the creator of Spawn, how he viewed, you know, so, is his shit called Dark Horse Entertainment? I'm probably very fucking off with that shit. But you know, with his company, it's like, I definitely believe now, especially in the age of the internet food, like, you can create anything you want. Like, there was opportunities to do this shit before, you know what I'm saying? But there was a lot more barriers, a lot more gatekeepers, a lot more people trying to swing their dick in your face and try to tell you what you can and you can't do. But now it's like, the only person that really is stopping you is you. Like, that's it. Whatever, you know, say fuck what your mom got to say about your food. Fuck what your daddy got to say about it. Fuck what your whole ass girlfriend or monkey ass boyfriend. Like, dog, the only person that's stopping you is you. Like, that's just it. And, you know, that's nobody stopping you, dog. And so even when I moved into this apartment, let me give some water real quick. Excuse me. When we moved into these apartments, man, you know what I'm saying, I'm used to being by myself. This is my roommate's first time ever being on his own. You know, he the baby of his family, so I kind of already know how this shit go. But like something tragic happened, man. He had got sick, real sick, to the point where, like, you know what I'm saying, I wasn't finna take care of him. Not that I didn't have love for him. It's like, hey, bro, I'm not your goddamn mama or your daddy. So, you know, his folks, they left Alabama, came to Texas and got him. And yeah, I was left here by myself, and this rent was like out of my goddamn paycheck range. So, you know, I was paying for a lot of this, the rent and utilities and anything else, with credit cards. Now, I'm gonna tell you right now, don't fund your life or your goddamn business with no credit cards. Like, that was one of the major fucking mistakes I made with this business shit, or just with life in general, was like these credit cards, bro. Because I didn't know any better. Like, you know, financial literacy is like hella fucking key. Like, you have to look at money as a tool. The credit cards and the credit lines, they are tools. Hell, even your job itself. You know what I'm saying? I've made the mistake on plenty of occasions of looking at my job. I call jobs plantations. I look at the plantations as enemies, because, you know what I'm saying, to the dream. But when you really think about it, that's a steady fucking paycheck, depending on how many hours you work or whatever. That's gonna come to you every 2 weeks or every week. That you can take out a percentage of that check and use that whole to fund your stuff. Like everything I have right now, majority of it, you know, so if it wasn't paid for with a credit card, that I was turning back around and using my steady paychecks from wherever the fuck I was working at. I was using that shit to buy all the stuff I needed, the books, the desks, the printers, like, you know what I'm saying, all that shit. But you know, that's when my roommate left, that other source of income was fucking gone. And I was working a part-time job. My thing is, I refused to work a full-time job. I was thinking like about all the time that was gonna be, you know what I'm saying, spent there instead of me actually using the time, you know, to work on the shit I want to work on. So I like, nah, bro, I don't feel like goddamn I want to do the shit. Cause like, I was also learning too, you know, during that transition, you know, when he had left, cause he had left for Borderline like a year. And, you know, so I'm in this bitch just paying what I can out of my own pocket on the rent, and the rest of it would just go on the fucking credit card. And I was learning how to live very minimalistically. And I know like a lot of people, they, you know, you want a lot of shit. There's nothing wrong with liking nice shit. Like, you know, I love nice clothes. I love new shoes. I love new shit. Period. But the thing is, with everything that's new, bro, it becomes old. You know what I'm saying? It might become old the next fucking day. Like, it has that first day or maybe first month, you know what I'm saying, first week high of like, oh man, this shit new. I got these new shoes. But then like everything, it becomes old. So then you got to look for the deeper meaning in life. Like, what are you grateful for? What are you consistently happy about? Like, so what fulfills you? What's your passions? What do you care about? What's your purpose? Why the fuck are you here on this goddamn earth? You know what I'm saying? Other than like, you know, you would think like in my case, my shit be like, oh man, you know, I'm here to take care of my kid. Bro, one day your kid or kids, they're going to be grown as fuck. And then you have to think like, well, shit, who the fuck am I? And a lot of us, man, we fuck around and we get lost in taking care of these kids, because like that's, you know, we're basically repeating the same patterns of thinking that we seen our parents do. Like, you know, they just work to take care of them. You know, a lot of parents, fool, once you hit 18, you supposed to be out of their hair. They feel like they done did their part. Like, that's horse shit too. Like, you know what I'm saying? Anything up under 25 is a baby to me, and I'm 27. So anything up under 25 is a fucking baby. And it's, I treat them as such, because you can tell with like their thought process and how they view life. Like, man, don't throw your fucking kids away, because you feel like by these whole ass laws that was made up by a man, like everything that's made up in fucking life and created. You know, say, buddy, well, you 18, you legal. Nah, that's just old enough for them to legally put their ass in a fucking prison, or, you know, so, or, you know, it's just some kind of evil, non-rehabilitative bullshit. Or, you know, say 18 is legal enough for me to put your ass in mountains of fucking student debt or credit card debt or the fuck, you know, like all that weird ass fuck shit. So, yeah, man, goddamn, you know, I'm sitting here, man, I'm drawing every fucking day. During that time, you know, once the roommate had left, you know, so I'm working this whole ass part-time job. That like, only reason why I love that job, because I was surrounded by fucking women. Yeah, women from that last job I'm still friends with to this day. But, you know, once again, as usual, get into it with the fucking management. Cause like, you know, I was a floor technician, whatever the fuck. I mean, basically, I was a janitor. Ain't no goddamn fancy way to say janitor. Well, you know, so I was used to, I knew how to restore floors and all the other kind of bullshit from when I used to work at the hospital in Dothan, in Alabama. And so shit, I was good at that shit. And it was just like, some people didn't know how to do that shit. And I was like, bro, I think this is fucking common sense. But yeah, the manager, she tried to hold me. And then on top, I was older than the manager. So, you know, but I was still trying to get a little bitch her respect. Cause, you know, it's like, hey, man, you the manager. We only gonna work here X amount of hours a days. I mean, we only gonna work here X amount of hours and we go home. And that's just my mentality. Like, bro, I don't fucking live here. I'm gonna come here, do my part, and go home. I guess y'all can hear from talking to me. I guess y'all can hear from listening to me that I'm not a good employee. And like, in a sense, I'm not. Like, I'm going to come through. I'm going to execute that day's mission. But I'm not going to give nothing more, nothing less. I'm going to give enough for that day. And I'm going to save the rest of my energy to go home and give it all I got for my own goddamn dreams. So, I'm basically talking like, why am I drawing and why I won't give up. And it's like, man, I just believe in this shit, dog. Like, you know what I'm saying? I wasn't, my son mama is the reason why I'm even on Instagram, or why I'm even on, you know, so first and foremost, Facebook. And so I was on MySpace and all that shit, And that's anybody that's around my age, we remember MySpace. The young, anybody still in high school ain't gonna know what the fuck a MySpace is. But I want to say MySpace, even websites like MySpace, so any kind of like testing social media, before the Facebooks and the Instagrams and whatever else, Twitters and all that shit became like the fucking social media giants, so it was but like other than that, man, I was a semi-street nigga. I was more so into like real life shit. Like I like to go outside, or I like to play fucking video games, or I didn't care for the internet shit. I always thought this shit was weird. I ain't gonna still to this day. I still think internet dating is weird, but it is what it is. Like it's plenty of people getting married and all that other shit off the internet. So nigga just might just go try that shit out. I guess I'll be on Tinder, go and give me some of that Tinder pussy, or or whatever. My wife might be on Tinder. Who knows, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And yeah, so when I got on Instagram, bro, in 2013, 2014, man, and it was this cat out here in Houston named Knocky Mikey, man. If you ever listen to this shit, man, it's because of you and Marcus Prime and Action Hank Beard, all on Instagram. They are the reason why I decided, I said, you know what, man? Or I believed I could do this art shit. I could have a creative career. I just have to work really fucking hard, get my skills up, and just never stop fucking believing. I won't give this shit, because, like, we all go through hard periods of life. We like, especially with college. I think college would have been way easier to give up than this art shit. And I believe the reason why I won't give up this art shit, man, is because like, I've invested so, like, bro, I have maxed out all the credit cards behind this shit. I have invested so much time, so much energy, art shows, connecting with other artists, building up our audience, and all this other kind of bullshit across these social media channels, like staying consistently on it, even on them days where I just want to take a fucking gun and blow my head off because life just gets really, really fucking hard. Sometimes you like, no, man, maybe I should just goddamn, blow this bitch off and say fuck it. But you eventually put the gun down. You get to think about, in my case, I put the gun down, get to think about life, and realize shit really ain't that bad. It just feels heavy at the moment. Allow myself to feel them goddamn feelings, find shit to be grateful for. And if I quit that day, just know that I can get up tomorrow and try again. You know what I'm saying? The only time you should give up, the only time that you can't keep doing what you want to do is when you dead. And I'm here another motherfucking day. Nigga was depressed yesterday, but I said, fuck it, I'm gonna get up and I'm gonna create some shit. I woke up in I ain't gonna say shitty mood. I ain't even say it was almost a struggle to get out of bed today, but I know I felt a whole lot better today than I did yesterday, man. I can't give this shit up, man. I've been doing this art shit for about 3 years now. 2 years on paper as a fucking business. You know what I'm saying? SyrupTalk Studios was brought into fruition in February of 2016. We are approaching our 3rd year anniversary, so to speak. And I have went through so much fuck ass shit and transitions and excuse me, life lessons and shit with this art shit, but it's like, man, I can't quit. And then it's people around me that I have never met before, and a couple specs of people that I know I count on one hand that like really support me, really have bought artwork, really have just randomly sent me fucking money, messages and shit. They're like, in a sense, my journey is their fucking journey, because so many of us, man, we're locked down to the ideals that we get fed. Like, oh, this is live, this is how she's supposed to. Like, nah, man, if you don't like your fucking job, quit that hoe. Like, you can always go get a fucking job, but there is definitely a closing window of time on when you can live or you can create the life that you want to fucking create. You know what I'm saying? Like, you have to do what's best for you. Like, I understand everybody wants to goddamn, you want to give your children the best, but like, man, fuck that material shit. Give your children the best fucking knowledge. Like, give them the best options to have. Like, don't tell them kids go to money unless your kids are going to be a fucking doctor or a nurse or an engineer. dog, really everything else that a child wants to be in life, it does. There's not a degree and a bullshit amount of student debt that comes with like a lot of shit that we want to be in life. It's free, if that makes sense. Like I could just be an artist that draws with ballpoint pen. Now the pens ain't free, obviously, but I don't know, bro. I probably mangled up my whole thought process on that shit. You ain't got to go into debt to dream, so to speak. Like, you just don't. Like, everything that I wanted to be, man, I had to buy the materials and all the other kind of shit. But like, man, everything I am now to this day, and even what I'm going to be in the future, it started with a dream. It started because I believed, like, them days that I don't want to do this shit, I still make my fat ass up and get to doing this shit till I get tired of it. Then, I'll be like, well, you know what? I at least conquered my feelings for this day, man. On top of that, man, being an artist, being a creative person, it's a very lucrative business. I'm a money hungry motherfucker. I love money. Won't kill nobody for it. It ain't that deep. There is infinite opportunities, there's infinite abundance. You know what I'm saying? That people one day I might do, if y'all want to, I might do like a piece of a podcast talking about what I've learned thus far about money, man. I believe in trying to build generational wealth. Like Walt Disney been dead for what, about 100 years now, and like that nigga's great grandchildren is still eating off that name. Like, think about how amazing that is. And like from my understanding, I ain't did super research in Walt Disney's life, but he had nervous breakdowns. He went through all the shit. But like when Disney popped, you know what I'm saying, it was a wrap. There was not no goddamn childhood movie, especially you a 90s baby, that you can think of that didn't involve Disney. The Lion King, Jasmine, I'm thinking about Aladdin, you know what I'm saying? The Little Mermaid, Wall-E, nigga. I've cried many times watching Wall-E. I probably might cry if I watch The Lion King. Like, that's the kind of shit, man, you want to create. You want to create things of value, and the more things of value that you create, man, the more money you can fucking make. Like, you can't be out here trying to scam and hurt people. Like, excuse me. You have to really be trying to. When I create something, like, I'm gonna just speak from my perspective. I don't like commissions. I like the money that comes from the commission. But really and truly, I have just pinpointed my purpose of being a creative person. It's just like, I just like making what the fuck I like. I like making things that I love and sharing it with other people. And I might find a tribe or collection of people that love the same shit I love. And like the past 3 years I've been on the internet sharing my stuff worldwide. It's like I have built up a tribe of people, and we're still building a tribe of people that, man, they like the same shit I like, and they share the shit, they buy stuff. And I'm just trying to just continuously grow that audience, meet these people in real life, and then teach other creative people about the business of being a creator. Now, I don't know every goddamn thing. I'm still learning. I'm still failing. It's still an up and down thing with me with the art shit. But, I received so much love in this community. That's just another one of them things. Well, I won't give up, man. It's the love I've received from the people. It's like the days I want to give up, somebody will randomly send me some fucking money, or they'll send me some kind of inspirational post, or they might send me a goddamn package. It's like the love, man. I'm basically alive for the love, man. I want to see my grandchildren, grown as fuck. I want to see them eating off of this label of love. Like I gave up everything. Dog. I gave up pussy. I gave up like going out to eat. All Netflix, like all the bullshit. So I whenever I'm talking to other creative people or just people in general, that makes like they just can't give up in order to get the life that they want. It's like, man, you obviously don't want that shit that bad. Like, so what came out this year? Or came out, the Red Dead Redemption 2 came out, like the Nintendo Switch came out last year. It's a lot of that shit that I want, but it's like, it ain't important right now. A fucking iPad, every artist and their grandma got a goddamn iPad. And I'm just waiting on motherfucking Adobe to roll out that goddamn full Photoshop app on the iPad. Then I'll buy that hoe. But right now, I just can't see me buying an iPad, bro. But yeah, man, I think about them grandchildren, man. Grandchildren I've never even met, and I already love them. And I just believe that as long as I stay the course and I do what feels right in my heart, which is being a creative person, everything gonna work out. And like, struggle is a part of this shit, dog. Like, I've learned that I'm not doing nothing wrong. And you know what I'm saying? A lot of this creative entrepreneur shit, or just, you know what I'm saying, trying to live, carving out a living off of your own ideas and shit. It's hard. You know what I'm saying? Because you basically trying to make these people give a fuck about why you made this stuff. And like every business has done so. Like, case in point with Nike. Nike is only like 42 years old, something like that. And they are a $3 billion, whatever the fuck, they are $1 billion company. But they're only 40 some years old. You know, my oldest brother is 42. Come on. Like, you can change your fucking life today if you put in the effort to make the life that you want today. And just because you plant a seed today, don't expect the goddamn tree to be in your backyard tomorrow. This ain't goddamn Jack and the Beanstalk, man. Like, you have to love it. Like, if I didn't love art, I'd have been gave this shit up. But it's like, I also feel like there's a curse with knowing that more is out there. Cause like the more you know, it's hard to go back to old working a lame ass 9 to 5 and being satisfied with the shit. Like, I'm not knocking anybody for getting off your ass and you having to go work a job, especially like if you love it. But if you don't love that shit, dog, go find something that you fucking love. Don't accept mediocrity for your fucking life just because you black, brown, polka dot, gay, transsexual, whatever the fuck you got going on in your life, dog. If you love you, you know what I'm saying, and you believe you deserve better, you goddamn right. But if you believe you can't get shit because you are those things I mentioned before, then yeah, you right. Because there's nothing I can tell you that's stronger than the story that you tell yourself. There is nothing. I wouldn't be in Texas, fool. I wouldn't be doing the shit I'm doing had I listened to the cousin that laughed in my face when I said I was going to Texas. Or had I listened to the homie that was like, oh man, you think them white people finna let you get anything? Nah, man, I don't give a fuck about none of that. Cause guess what Clem Walton III gonna do? I'm gonna create my own shit, bitch. And it's on y'all whether or not you want to be a part of the shit or not. And what's crazy, and I've learned how to like subsidize my anger. I don't know if I can use that shit. I've learned how to just like put my anger to the side and just look at people through eyes of love. To, like, you know, the same people that doubted this shit, that wanted the nigga to go to jail and die in the streets and all that other kind of fuck shit, they're fans and supporters now. And like, it's through that psychological inspection, I guess you can say, that like, you know what, man, everybody on this earth, especially if we want to pinpoint the shit down to America, we've been programmed. You know, it's like a motherfucker. You know, a child, when a child is born, a child come through this whole, and it's a clean slate. And it is through the fears of that parent or wherever the fuck they stay. Like, a child is a sponge. Like, we hear this shit all the time, but really fucking think about that. Because even as an adult, to a certain extent, you are still a sponge, man. Like, there is somebody can say to you could be a pure fucking lie. But you know what I'm saying? If your subconscious mind believe that shit, it's going to override everything else. You know, we are all creatures of habit. We are all creatures of patterns. And like, it is painful to go and reprogram your fucking mind. And it might be, and you know, you reprogram your mind might be the best goddamn thing you could do. But like, man, that shit, it'll isolate you from people. You can't hang around the same folks. You say, like, man, you know, this shit is A1 fucking lonely. Like, I ain't gonna lie, me talking to this fucking microphone for an hour and then 30 minutes, this shit is therapeutic. I didn't think I was gonna like this shit the way I'm liking it right now, because like, it helps me to drown out the loneliness. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, there's only one person that I've met out here, you know, in Houston that I really fuck with on this art shit and trying to turning this art shit into a business, man. But you know, it's like, that's one out of the hundreds of thousands of people I met out here that like, they say that they want this art shit that bad, but you know, they ain't gonna put in no motherfucking effort because it's painful, bruh. It's painful. Like, you isolating yourself. You dodging pussy. You done gave up all your usual shit. You're looking strange to the average thinking motherfucker. But man, when you want greater, you willing to put all that shit to the side. And it's not like you don't feel alone. It's not like you don't feel the fear of missing out, the FOMO. You know, so you seen everybody going to goddamn Cabo Luna, if that's even a real place. Mexico, traveling the world and shit, and you sitting at home trying to build a motherfucking business. But man, I done seen it. Well, like, man, if you stay down with that shit and you keep on fucking going with it, you will win. And the same motherfuckers that doubted you, that left you or whatever, while you just trying to do some shit that you believe was the best version of yourself, they gonna want to be a part of that shit. And it really it's on you if you want to allow them to join that journey again. You know, so all I can say is, like, no matter what level of success you reach, whether you become a multi fucking billionaire or you just become a goddamn 100,000, well, whatever your definition of success is, and your definition of success does not have to be tied to a monetary value. Like, you can just be straight fucking happy, and like that's success. Cause a lot of people don't know how to be fucking happy. Like, I feel like being happy, so happiness is a fucking art. Even when when your world is just like burning to the ground around you, you still learn how to be happy, because, like, man, everything is temporary and everything has a season. Like, you gonna have seasons of winning, you can have seasons of losses, but no matter the fucking season, you still gotta learn how to be happy. You still gotta learn how to be fulfilled. You still gotta learn how to be grateful. And like, no, like, even when you be like, my goal is to be a multi-millionaire. I got this damn dollar that's like a pin to my wall that has the numbers 50 million written on that bitch. Cause I believe I'm gonna be ain't no doubt in my black ass, I'm gonna be a multi-millionaire. But right now, I'm gonna have to go through this goddamn mud, and I just don't mind paying that price. As I've listened to this cat called Andy Frisella. He's got this podcast called The Motherfucking CEO, the MF CEO. And it's like he was saying that, in the age of the internet right now, he was like, I would rather pay my dues, go through some fuck shit, go through some struggle for 5 years so I can live the rest of my life the way I want to. I was like, you know what? I'm right there with that shit. I'm only 2 years into the business shit. I've only been in Texas 3 years. And I'm just thinking to myself, like, man, I got 2 more years of this shit. And I definitely can say, man, for me sitting back and studying my own progress and ups and downs, and the shit I deal with on the daily, like, I'm definitely getting better every year. Every fucking year, I'm getting better. I'm getting smarter. I'm getting stronger. I'm getting wiser, and I'm constantly looking for ways to upgrade and to get better, to be more present in life, and to just like I'm just waiting on my moment. Even though I'm waiting on my moment, I'm still putting in work to get where the fuck I want to be every fucking day. And even like when I get to where I want to be, whatever the fucking goal is, like, I'm still planning to shoot past that, because like life is about evolution, man. So I can imagine myself me having my grandchildren run around everywhere, and like, they coming downstairs to my basement where I've turned that bitch like a whole art studio in one of my many houses throughout the world. I ain't gonna have like a couple houses. I'm gonna give me like a house built somewhere in Texas, and get another house built in Alabama. I don't know, I might get one in Colorado, some shit like that. I definitely want one in Africa. But you know what I'm saying, wherever the grandchildren come and visit to play at, so I'm gonna be in my little artistic getaway, man, surrounded by shit that I love. And like, I'm just waiting on those moments to share what I love with my grandchildren, and knowing that I have fucking that my sacrifice won't be in vain. That like all the shit I missed out on, like especially like right now with my son, bro, I missed out on a lot of shit, bro. I missed out on a lot of shit. Keep in mind, man, I don't get phone calls and fucking and updated pictures. Nah, I don't get none of that shit. And yeah, I can fix that shit by making a phone call and doing it. But like, I just don't believe in begging for love, if that makes any sense. Because it's like, ain't no doubt in my black ass mind, my son asks about me. I know he does. Even when he's with my mama, I know he asks about me. And everybody got a phone. And yeah, I could do my part and call. But it's like, when I'm out here, man, I'm just in the mud and I'm grinding. So I just keep in mind that, like, when I'm back on my feet, when I'm back where the fuck I want to be, everybody else that has tried to stand in the way of me building this bond with this child, you bitches gonna be the first one to feel me. And I don't mean that in a negative way. Like, success is the best revenge. Success is the best. It's gonna be dog. That shit it's gonna be worth it. Going back to the whole thing with me imagining sharing my whole artistic endeavors with my grandchildren. I'm gonna be gray as fuck, you know what I'm saying? Me and my badass yellow wife, you know what I'm saying? And all my fucking children, my grandchildren, and we're just like enjoying the fruits of Granddaddy Clement Walton III's labor. Like, that is so fucking beautiful to me. That shit borderline gets a nigga emotional because I know it's coming. I know it's coming. My first major victory is, if anything, I think I've already tasted a major victory. You know what I'm saying? When I was able to pay my rent 3 months straight with this art shit, I knew that. I said, yeah, I'm getting better. I know it. I know it. I know it. So, I think I done explained enough to y'all what my fucking ninja way is about. We right here on an hour and 30 minutes. I really didn't expect me to be talking and rambling and shit this damn long. If y'all have made it to this hour and 30, if you listen through the whole thing, man, I want to tell you I thank you. I love you. I don't even fucking know you. Like, thank you for just listening to me empty out my fucking mind. Okay, you know what I'm saying? I do keep a journal and all this kind of shit. I'm probably still going to end up writing in my journal, but I want to share this podcast or be recording these episodes to give people my real raw thoughts on life. Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't think of, I won't say it's William Shakespeare, but like, paraphrasing, there is no good or no bad thoughts, but thinking makes it so. Like, I'm a human. Like, every human has the air quote, the devil and the angel in them. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just that I'm more so willing to express that and don't give a fuck about you judging me for that, because there's a lot of shit that people don't want to talk about because they're not comfortable with themselves and they're worried about what another motherfucker got to say. And y'all should know by, like, it's episode 3 now. I don't give a fuck about what none of y'all think about me. I don't give a fuck about what none of y'all got to say about me. I love me, and that's all that matters. I know my kids love me. I know my future wife or baby mamas or whatever. I know even my son right now, I know she love me too. I know people fucking love me, and I know they're going to be fucking devastated when the nigga ain't here no more. And your ass, whoever listening, will probably be fucked up if y'all can hear a nigga talking this shit. But thank y'all for joining me on this journey. Thank y'all for listening. I'm finna go create some cool shit. Y'all go do what the fuck y'all want to do with y'all life. As long as you ain't hurting no goddamn body and you ain't hurting yourself, that sounds like a very well-lived life to me, man. Peace and blessings. Love y'all. Keep being dope.